Listen to a woman talking about bamboo.
What do a bicycle, a chair, a house, and a t-shirt have in common? They can all be made using bamboo. Bamboo is one of the most amazing plants on earth. It has been used by humans for thousands of years. Bamboo may also be one of the most important plants of the future. Bamboo is very strong. It can be used in most of the same ways as wood. Many kinds of bamboo are actually harder than wood. People all over the world have built houses with bamboo. Bamboo has other uses as well. It makes strong and beautiful furniture. As the young bamboo plants grow, they can be formed into different shapes, like circles and even squares. Clothes made from bamboo are quite soft. They are also very good at stopping bad smells. Some companies are even making bicycles with bamboo instead of metal tubes. Even though bamboo looks like a tree, it's actually a kind of grass. It's related to plants like corn and rice. Bamboo is one of the fastest growing plants in the world. It can grow about 3 centimeters per hour. Trees take much longer to grow, of course. It takes 20 years or more for a tree to grow to a useful size. Bamboo reaches its useful size in only 3 to 7 years. Many bamboo plants can grow in the same time as one tree. This makes a bamboo farm more efficient than a tree farm. The population of the world grows every year. That means that there is more need for materials like wood. But the number of trees is limited. If people used bamboo instead, many trees could be saved. Scientists and inventors are working hard to find other uses for this amazing plant.
Listen to a tour guide talking to some visitors at a museum about the BBC computer.
Okay, everyone, if you'd like to come over here to our next exhibit. Okay, so we're continuing to learn about the history of the home computer. Now, does anyone recognize this amazing machine? No? Well, anyone who grew up in Britain in the 1980s would immediately recognize this. It's the famous BBC microcomputer. You've all heard of the BBC, right? The British Broadcasting Corporation, or BBC, is Britain's national, state-run television and radio network.
So why did a TV station make a computer?
That's a really interesting story. It starts in the early 1980s. BBC television showed a program called The Mighty Micro, in which a professor, his name was Dr. Christopher Evans, he predicted the importance of the microcomputer, what we today just call the computer or the personal computer. Now, you have to remember that in 1980, there were no computers in homes, in schools, in libraries. Computers were big and expensive, so they still weren't something that a family or a student would go out and buy. But Dr. Evans made a prediction, a guess about the future. He predicted that computers were going to get smaller. Technology was making it possible to build a whole computer in a box that could fit on your desk. That's why the first home computers were called microcomputers. Micro meaning small. Okay, so Evans argued that the microcomputer was going to change everything and that Britain's children needed to learn how to use a computer in order to be prepared for the future. Now, it just so happened that a lot of important people watched that program, and Evans' predictions caught the attention of many people in Britain. In fact, even the British Parliament, the government, ended up discussing the program and Evans' predictions. So the BBC decided to start a new project to build a computer that was affordable but that had lots of functions. Text, graphics, sound, music, programming, even artificial intelligence. The BBC planned to sell its microcomputer to homes and especially schools around the country.
So the BBC made the actual computer?
No, actually they didn't. The BBC was, and still is, in the business of making television and radio programs, not computers. So they wanted to find a computer company that could make the computer and put the BBC's name on it. In Cambridge, England, home to the famous old university, a small company called Acorn heard about the project. It just so happened that Acorn was already making its first computer, but it wasn't quite finished yet. The Acorn employees worked through the night and finished that first computer. It was called the Proton. They showed their brand new creation to the BBC and won the contract. It's really an amazing story of a small company beating all the bigger corporations. The first BBC computer, they called it the Model A, came out in 1981. And the Model B came out not too long afterward. And that's the computer you can see here, the BBC Model B microcomputer. The computer was an immediate success, mainly because schools in Britain bought many of them to teach computer skills to students.
Excuse me? What could you do with a...
Listen to a man talking to a librarian.
Excuse me, can you help me with something?
I'll do my best. What do you need?
Well, I received a letter in my mailbox saying that I'm supposed to return a book that I checked out back in January. It's called Modern Social Problems. But because I'm writing my senior thesis, I'm supposed to be able to keep the book all semester.
So, you signed up for extended borrowing privileges?
Yeah.
But we're still asking you to bring the book back?
Uh-huh.
Well, let me take a look and see what the computer says. The title was Modern Social Problems?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see. It's been recalled. You can keep it all semester as long as no one else requests it, but someone else has. It looks like one of the professors in the sociology department has requested it, so you have to bring it back even though you've got extended borrowing privileges. You can check out the book again when it's returned in a couple of weeks.
But I really need this book right now.
Do you need all of it, or is there a certain section or chapter you're working with?
I guess there's one particular chapter I've been using lately for a section of my thesis. Why?
Well, you can photocopy up to one chapter of the book. Why don't you do that for the chapter you're working on right now, and by the time you need the rest of the book, maybe it'll have been returned. We can even do the photocopying for you because of the circumstances.
Oh, well, that would be great.
I see you've got some books there. Is that the one you were asked to return?
No. I left it in my dorm room. These are books I need to check out today. Is it okay if I bring that one by in a couple of days?
Actually, you need to return it today. That is, if you want to check out those books today. That's our policy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, not a lot of people realize that. In fact, every semester we get a few students who've had their borrowing privileges suspended completely because they haven't returned books. They're allowed to use books only in the library. They're not allowed to check anything out because of unreturned books.
That's not good. I guess I should head back down to the dorm right now then.
But before you go, what you should do is fill out a form requesting the book back in 2 weeks. You don't want to waste any time getting it back.
Thanks a lot. Now I don't feel quite so bad about having to return the book.
Listen to a man phoning an insurance company about his complaint.
Good afternoon. What Insurance? This is Janet speaking. How may I help you?
Yes, hello. I would like to make a claim on my car insurance, please.
Certainly, sir. First of all, I'd like to inform you that all of our calls are recorded for monitoring and training purposes. Is that okay?
That's okay.
Could you please tell me your full name?
Sure, it's Mr. Bennett Fisher.
Okay, sorry, how do you spell your surname?
It's spelled Fischer.
Great, thank you. I see that you have taken out a third-party fire and theft premium with us on a 2013 light blue Volkswagen Passat. Is that okay?
Yes, well, almost. The colour is not light blue, it's light green.
Okay, thank you for updating your information with us. What is the nature of your claim with us today?
Last weekend, I had driven up to York on business and left my car in a monitored car park. However, it was only monitored until 8 p.m, and I did not return to collect it until 9:30 p.m, after which no car park staff were present. When I arrived at the car park, my car wasn't there. It must have been stolen.
I see. Were there any valuable items left in your car which could have been seen from outside?
Well, I had recently bought quite an expensive radio for my car, but the front panel is detachable, and I always stow it in my glove compartment. So, no, there wouldn't have been anything valuable on display.
Okay, Mr. Fisher. Thank you for that information. I'm going to send you some forms through the mail for you to fill in. Before I can do that, I need to ask you a couple more questions. Is that okay?
Of course.
Listen to Matt and Jess talking about their study.
Hey, Jess. Glad you could make it. We've got a lot to discuss.
Hi, Matt. Yes, sorry I'm a bit late. I did bring all my notes with me.
Yes, me too. Where shall we start?
Well, I think it would be a good idea to clarify our objectives just one more time.
Yes, good idea. Okay, here we are. We need to record, photograph, and identify the plant species in 10 1-square-meter plots.
Does it say anything about where these plots should be and how they should be laid out?
Ah, here it is. It says that all the plots need to be no more than 10 meters apart.
And how do we choose them?
Ah, this is the fun part. I remember this. Here we are. Make a 1-meter square frame using bamboo sticks available from the department stores.
Yes, we've already done that.
I know, I'm just reading the whole section.
Okay.
One person stands roughly in the middle of the chosen area and throws the frame. The other person uses a tape to mark out the square where the frame landed and returns frame to thrower. The thrower then turns a few degrees on the spot and throws again. The thrower must turn slightly after each throw and vary the force of the throw until after the 10th throw they are pointing in almost the same direction as the first.
That sounds a bit complicated.
That's only because it's all in writing. It's just a simple throw, turn, throw, turn, throw, turn until we have 10 squares.
And I guess you want to do the throwing.
Well, if you don't mind. I'm sure you'll be more accurate at marking the squares.
Yes, I am sure I am, and I'm sure you've got a stronger throwing arm.